Good evening. This is the Planning Board meeting of February 9th, 2021 at 7 o'clock, brought to you live by Area 58 Community Access Media. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, you can, people can join us online. If you go to the Town of Carver Planning Board agenda, and you can upload the file and click on the link for this Zoom meeting. We're also on zoom.com or zoom.us, but you have to put in the meeting ID and passcode. I don't know, is that available?
Right, so you just take the passcode and the meeting number, you go to zoom.us, and then you would add that information into the little box that comes up
Okay.
to access.
So where would one get the meeting ID and passcode? Oh, on the agenda.
Yep, should be on the agenda.
Okay. So there's
Yep.
two ways of doing it. To me, I think I would just click on the highlighted link. And do we have anybody with us on Zoom?
We have, we got a bunch of people tuning in. Gonna meet them. So we have Julianne Wooten, who's on one of the A&R plans, or two of the A&R plans. So who I have, someone on an iPhone, Julianne Wooten, Ken Conti, Kay Galera, and Sarah Stearns.
All right. Yeah, we should note the names down, and maybe even pass if you have a sign-in sheet, Jim, that we could pass around so everybody could sign in the sign-in sheet. Thank you. Okay, first tonight we have several approval not required plans, and the first one is 105 Rochester Road, which is Rivers Edge Realty Company. And this came before us last meeting, and several of the planning board members went out to take a look at it to see if there was access along the frontage. And after we looked at it, Jim Walsh received an email from Mike Pimentel, February 4th, 2021. And it reads, "Hi Jim, as discussed during our site meeting on 2/2/21 at 105 Rochester Road, we would like to withdraw the A&R application at this time so as to provide the town enough time to review the alternative A&R sketch plan showing new lot lines for lots 3 and 4 only. See attached sketch plan showing the configuration of the new lot lines proximate to the frontage along Rochester Road. We modified the lot lines so as to provide direct access to each lot. However, we would still like to create an easement along both sides of shared boundary lines between lots 3 and 4 in order to construct a single shared driveway. Purpose for this is still reduce the amount of disturbance within the 100-foot buffer zone at the wetlands. The new easements and old easements are shown on the sketch plan. Please review this alternative design with town council so we can resubmit a new A&R plan for endorsement during your March 2021 meeting. I attached the original A&R plan for reference." So they're gonna withdraw the original plan, basically, and come up with a new plan. So I would imagine that they'll withdraw without prejudice.
That's correct.
All right, so we'll take a vote on that to allow them to withdraw without prejudice. All right, so we'll, since John's not going to be here tonight, have you,
I did not receive anything from him, but yeah, he's not present at the moment.
okay.
So
All
that
right,
means that you
so
have-
we, the four of the permanent members can vote on this, so I'll entertain a motion to withdraw without prejudice the plan of 105 Rochester Road, Rivers Edge Realty Company.
Motion to withdraw
And I'll second it.
You want to say without prejudice?
without prejudice, 105 Rochester Road, A&R.
All right, so that Connie made the motion, Kevin seconded it. So those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Ever since we're in Zoom.
Okay, so we'll do it roll call. Okay.
Cornelia Shea says aye.
Bruce Mackey, aye.
Kevin Robinson, aye.
Helen Sodillo, aye.
All right, so, okay, so that's, has been withdrawn and voted unanimously. So, the next A and R we have is 24 Rochester Road, which is map 92, lot 22. It's a solar and carver. And, Jim and I looked at this afternoon, and I think that we had some questions about this. All right, you want to talk about this, Jim?
Right. There's someone from the, I think we have Julianne Wooten. Is she going to speak on this? Or Sarah Stearns?
Richard Ken Hakim, Beals and Thomas.
Okay. How you doing?
Everybody
We're all here.
looking at me on the screen, looking at
Jim, would it be possible to turn your camera toward the board so we can see those numbers while we're presenting or talking? It's great to look at you, but
Yeah, it's kind of hard because of all the stuff I have to plug in.
so just for the board members, we do have Ken Conti is the PLS for these A&Rs who will be walking you through the plans. I'm Sarah Stearns, also from Beals and Thomas, this year behind me, renewables. So hopefully we'll be able to answer questions amongst us, and I think we may have the landowner in the audience as well.
Hi, Sarah.
Thanks, Jim.
You're welcome.
When this originally, okay, so this was a division of a piece of land, and it shows Lot 1,
Yeah.
and it shows
Going into there?
the second lot, which is House 24. Is that correct?
And here,
yeah, I'm just checking my plan, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, house 24, which is parcel 91-4-1. That's a second parcel that's more or less being affected by this plan.
All right, I think that,
Also,
oh, okay.
parcel 92-22 is being amalgamated with 94-4-1. And then a portion of 92-22 is being taken and added to those two parcels. So this plan is essentially taking the existing parcel, which is 92-22, which is owned by the Shores, and taking off a sliver of it and adding it to the remaining two existing lots, which are owned also by the Shores, creating one homestead lot. And then the remaining portion of 3222 is unaffected.
So, the question I think we had was on parcel mark 91-4-1, is that 150 feet? I don't have my calculator. Do we have 150 feet of frontage there?
The existing frontage of that parcel remains unchanged.
Speaking of microphone.
For Bruce. 5, 37, 150.02, I think. We got 8465 plus 6537. $150.02 is the frontage
Oh,
of
okay.
91-4-1.
So that's the frontage in front of house number 24.
Correct.
Okay. Now, we have this other parcel, and it only have frontage of 13.20.
Yeah, that was the existing frontage of that property prior to any of these lot changes. We're just really changing interior lot lines of the property.
Oh, so you're saying that, I'm a little confused. So the big parcel here that has on it Lot 1, 640,420 square feet, that already existed. That hasn't changed.
So we're taking the small parcel A, which is shown on the plan, just north of that label where it says Lot 1. You'll see there's a small parcel A not to be considered a separate building lot. It's like a 6-sided, weird-shaped lot that is being taken from the existing 92-22. And it's being combined with 91-4-1, which is the existing frontage lot, the home, and with the other parcel, I may be misspeaking. 92 and then there's another parcel 92-22 and also being updated.
And excuse me, would it be helpful for the board?
My apologies. I think one of those is 92-22A.
Yeah, I'm a little confused with this, yeah.
For the board, if you shared your screen.
Was this
Mr.
all
Chairman,
one
would that be
parcel?
helpful?
I don't know. That's why I'm a little confused with this. There's a lot going on this plan. I'm not,
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did I have another exhibit I can show you if I'm allowed to share my screen. They clear it up.
And while Ken is working with Jim on that, it may be helpful to, if you guys can hear me, look at the locus map in the upper right corner of the plan, which I always find helpful with these since there's so much happening. And it shows proposed lots 1 and 2, I think pretty clearly, and how it would be broken up, those internal lot lines changing at the Shores property, if that's helpful.
Okay, so lot 1 and 2 were one lot before this plan.
It was always separate, Bruce. We're just reconfiguring the internal
Oh.
lot lines.
If I can share my screen. But you can see my screen now. This, there you go. Is that screen visible to everyone where it shows,
We
in
can
red, it
see,
says the
we can
Shores
see you,
parcel?
but we can't see the screen.
Yeah, we can't see you.
It's not Sharon's.
It's not,
You do have Roger Shores in the house, that's a live person.
I didn't hear the question.
I said we have Roger Shores in the house as a live person that could maybe point that out to us.
Maybe you can put this up on.
I think that would be great if Roger's willing to do that.
Do you want this to point it out?
I'd allow him to share.
Yeah, I suppose if you wanted to, yeah, we don't really have any place to put this. If you could just show, yeah, you could show me, that would be good.
This is the old.
Knock me over.
We took this piece out of this,
Oh, this one here?
this one here, this one to stay with my house.
Okay.
This one here was never supposed to be. This is for Rochester.
We figured out the puzzle
Okay.
yet?
The house lot.
So you figured out the puzzle yet?
This was a lot, and this was a lot. Oh, and then I take this section of the lot, add it to this property, and then this was another property that's gonna add to the property.
These two are gonna be added, so this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know what
All
property
right.
this is coming out.
So this particular lot always had just the 13-foot frontage there that existed.
Yeah, that's 150 plus a few inches road, my house.
Okay. I guess I get it. Yeah, it is a little confusing. Yeah, so your house lot used to look like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, but now you're adding this parcel A is going to house number 24. Okay, and parcel A used to be part of
Correct.
lot 1, or whatever, what are we calling this? Lot 1, I guess, yeah. Okay, so,
And this piece was always an independent piece, which is also
Okay.
the house lot. Both were owned by me. So the new house lot, instead of having the old farm.
But that's
Flip this back over.
so, and this one is being added
Okay,
to this
Oh,
too?
okay, we got the map up on the,
Or this one
This one was already.
already,
That's my screen,
already
yeah.
existed
Oh,
with
that's your
this?
See that on the TV screen?
yep. you can see it
Okay,
now.
the right one, that's why I like
Okay,
this.
okay.
So, okay, this right here
Yep.
used to be,
Okay,
well, this right here is his property.
all right.
Okay.
And so this
Yes, it does.
Is
Yeah, we were just concerned that
this
we're
six-sided piece.
making an illegal lot with only
this.
13 feet of frontage. But this already existed with just that.
Yes, or
Okay.
whatever they're
This
doing.
line in.
All right.
Well, that
Hey.
right there.
And that's only, so
That's, so they're only concerned with this internal piece right there,
This lot line.
Yeah.
this little
Right, right. Okay. That's good, very good. No, that's very good, thank you.
Will
Thank you.
have enough frontage.
I think we're gonna see it.
You wouldn't
Is,
have enough
somebody gonna point this out now?
Wouldn't
Yeah.
have had this, would have only had this for frontage, because this is really not part of it. This is separate.
Mr. Chairman,
This
is this
piece is
helpful
not
up
part
on the
of that.
screen
So
now?
now,
Is everyone
it's
able to
only
see that?
when you
Yes,
think about it,
yes, we can see that.
Then this very,
So
very,
Bruce, we
I
got-
think the
so what
important
you're
thing
doing
If you-
is
selling
Hold on one
all we're
second.
doing that's different
Here,
from what
so
the board has seen in the
technically
past
this line
related to
and
the
out.
solar project, which,
Add
as
two.
you know, is proposed down the box on this lot one. All that has been done, and I'm sure Roger just pointed this out, but just to reiterate, and Roger, correct me if I'm wrong, but this parcel in here is owned by the Shores. This parcel or collection of parcels was never part of this, where we talked about the solar. So really all we're doing as part of this plan is reconfiguring the lot lines within this, what we're calling Lot 2. So if you recall, for those of you that were on the board when we talked about the solar project, for this, as we call it, the Shores portion of the project, the frontage up here was all it was is where this touches Rochester Road, in this narrow section. Because it's part of the other two parcels, the solar project was combined with Perry and the Venio parcels down to the south. The frontage for the solar project was further down, closer to 62 Rochester Road, if that's what you're talking about, or if that's what the confusion was. But I think the takeaway from tonight's plan is that really all we're doing is reconfiguring this lot 2 on the Shores residential piece. Does that make sense?
Did everybody get that? Did you get that? Okay.
So parcel A is being separated from lot 1, correct?
Yes, yeah. And it's gonna be, yeah.
Former lot.
Right.
Lot one never existed until tonight.
I'm using it as
Right,
a
and just
reference,
keep
yeah.
in mind, this parcel A does not touch Rochester Road. This is another residential parcel. So just related to your frontage question, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. So that's fine with me. That they're just swapping a piece, well, they're just actually cutting out a big piece out of lot 1, cutting a piece out to add to,
Sure.
house number 24. So that'll actually, parcel A is gonna go to be adjoined with parcel 91-4-7.
Is it still gonna be maintained as a one residential structure parcel?
Sarah,
Yes,
Connie has a question for you.
Mr. Stearns answered it, yes.
Oh, she did, okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shores, sorry.
Mr. Short, okay.
Did you have any questions, Jim?
Nope, just trying to get clarified like everybody else.
Okay. All right. Is there any other questions by any of the board members?
I would like to see it restricted to one residential structure for future.
I don't think you can do that with the A&R plan.
No.
Yeah, you
I
can't
don't-
do any conditions.
I don't think you could put another residential structure on the
Okay.
lot.
Well, Mr. Shores assured me that that wasn't the intention.
Okay.
I'm satisfied.
Number one, you don't own the front, and number two, if you try to do it, it'd be too close to either one of the lot lines. So it would be impossible to do
Oh,
something.
yeah.
The triangular piece is really part of the irrigation part. So that's what,
Oh, okay.
the rectangular piece is what. Most of it.
Troy.
bought this, this was part of.
Right,
Hill,
right,
and
yeah.
your Shores and,
Uh,
what's the other?
Perry, I think it was Perry.
Perry, thank you.
All right, if there aren't any more questions, I'll entertain a motion to endorse.
I'll make a motion to endorse the changes for 24 Rochester Road.
I'll second that.
Okay, so Kevin made the motion, Ellen second. So we do a roll call vote.
Cornelia Shea says aye.
Bruce Mackey, aye.
Kevin Robinson says aye.
Ellen Sordillo says aye.
Okay. So that was unanimous.
You want to sign the plans now, Mr. Chair? Or do you want to wait till after the next day or not?
So we gotta sign all the plans. Maybe at the end of the meeting we should do
Yeah,
that?
We should, that'd be good.
Okay. So I'll just put that plan aside. All right, so the next we have on the agenda is 342 Tremont Street, which is another solar piece. And we are in the receipt of plans and a possible vote. So Jim and I did take a look at this afternoon. This seemed to, we understood this one a lot better. Let's see. It seemed like we were just creating some easements on this.
Well, actually, the intent of this plan is to create parcel A, which is adjacent to property owned by Carver Landing. And that parcel A is going to be created to be deeded to Carver Landing to clear up a minor encroachment of the Carver Landing property onto the Wayneo's property. So the A&R purpose on this plan is really the creation of parcel A,
Oh, okay.
separated out from the remaining Wayneon property.
Okay. Okay, so, yeah, that is a big piece of property, and so you're just taking a small portion and connecting it with Carver Landing. Okay. Did you have any questions, Jim, about this?
Nope.
Does any of the other planning board members have any questions?
I do. This is going to be attached to lot 2-1, correct? It's being taken from 12722A1. It's being taken from this lot and put onto this lot, is what I'm understanding?
I think it's the opposite, actually.
It looks like it's being
coming
taken from
the
this
Wayneon
lot and being put
Lot
on
two
that
dash
lot.
one and being deeded to 1272282.
If I remember correctly, there's a sand separating area in that.
Yeah, that's kind of, so it kind of comes into this area right here.
That dashed line represents the former lot line between lot 2-1 and Carver. So that line is gonna get eradicated and combined with the Carver Landing.
Chip, did you understand that?
I got it, yeah. It's,
Okay,
yeah.
so,
The
okay.
sand and gravel encroached, and they're buying the property to set
Oh, okay,
Correct.
all right, oh, makes sense now, okay, I get it. Any other questions by any of the other members?
propane tank and a pump house. Obviously, that belongs to the bog there.
Yeah, if you want to talk into the microphone so they can hear
sorry.
you, yeah. Thank you, Ellen.
Yep. I was just confused. There's a propane tank and a pump house. Is that with the bog on the left here? Not sure what that
I'm
is.
sorry, Jim, maybe you can talk into the microphone and repeat
The
question.
big property that's pictured here is the part that's giving the parcel to the other property.
Okay. All right.
So the rest of that is not affected.
Okay, doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah.
it. Okay.
I see what you're saying.
There's a lot to this plan, too.
This one was more
Say
confusing.
that.
Yeah. All right.
Gotcha.
Okay, so, any further questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to endorse, let's see, this one here is 342 Tremont Street subdivision plan.
Make a motion to endorse the changes to 342 Tremont Street,
I'll second.
map 127, lot 21. Received plans.
Okay, so Kevin made the motion, Ellen second. So, we'll do a roll call vote on this.
Cornelius Shea says aye.
Bruce Mackey, aye.
Kevin Robinson says aye.
Ellen Sodillo says aye.
All right, so that's unanimous. All right, thank you, and thank you for explaining.
Thank you, everyone. See you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Okay, bye-bye, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right. So the next we have is a public hearing on the application of Cape Way Cannabis, Inc., care of Lori Hugh, requesting a special permit and site plan review pursuant to sections 2200, 4950, 5000, 5000.6 of the Carver zoning bylaw located at 1307-307A Tremont Street, Assessors Map 95, Lot 3-A-E, in Carver, Mass. Applicant is proposing a non-medical retail marijuana establishment in the non-medical marijuana overlay district. So, we're here tonight. This is our second meeting, or third, actually. And we did do we had the initial meeting, and then we had a site visit. And then I think the last meeting, we talked about this again. And we decided to bring it to this meeting tonight to vote on it. And before we vote on this, I would just like to say I received a letter from Laura and Tom McNamara on 246 Tremont Street. And that letter's been distributed to the board members, copies of the letter. And I would just like to go over some of their concerns. So I did read the letter, and a lot of the letter, there was information that was sent to me in the letter or newspaper clippings about a facility in Fall River that is next to a residential neighborhood. And it was a long article, and they, in that article, they talked about traffic concerns there, traffic backup, and that the neighborhood was complaining about the traffic in and out of the facility. And that was in Fall River. I think that's a busy area. In our particular case, this facility is off of Route 58. It's in a business area. I know that there's residences on either side of the zone allowed for the marijuana, but where the marijuana is proposed, a store is proposed to be, it's surrounded by commercial buildings. So, you know, I understand and I feel bad for that neighborhood. I don't think that that's gonna happen here. We're away from neighborhoods. They also gave me a list of accidents that had happened on Tremont Street for the last month. And so I spoke to Jim Walsh about this, and we gave a copy of the letter to John Woods, the DPW director. And also, Jim and I did go by the facility and did notice that there's passing lines there. It wasn't, I don't think it was in front of the store, it was further south where,
Kind of in the general vicinity.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all we can do there is, you know, we did pass the letter on to John Woods, and when the time comes for some sort of traffic assessment, you know, there's a couple of things. Maybe the lines could be made solid. Maybe the speed could be slowed down. But this is something that would have to be talked about at a later date. But that is a business area. So when we went on our site walk there, we talked about cars going in and out, and they did present us with a plan for a queue for 6 or 8 or 10 cars to actually pull up inside the facility in the parking area. We were also told that if it got real busy there, that at some time they would do it by appointment. If we had traffic problems. They also said that they would work with police department. So other than that, I don't know if you have anything to add, Jim?
I think it was pretty much it. So I emailed police, fire, our peer reviewer last week, our public works director, got responses back that, you know, they're all satisfied. Fire department provided a letter, really with no issues other than using the Supra key system. Also, making sure that the former residents there, what they refer to as a rectory, that would no longer be used as a residence, and so we have a condition in the approval, in the decision that deals with that cannot be used as a residence, but used as a office and break room area for the marijuana business.
Just want to point out that there was a transportation or traffic impact assessment done by an engineering company, Venice and Associates, and they didn't find any problems with that area. I mean, I imagine, you know, there's accidents all over town. Like I say, you'd have to, I can't see that one business is going to contribute greatly to additional accidents there. There was also concern about the hours, and our bylaws allow for the hours to be during the weekday from 9 in the morning till 8 in the evening, and 12 at noon to 6 in the evening on the weekends. And
Yep.
just on Sunday, okay.
So noon to
Just on Sunday. So, I mean, that is in the our bylaws, those hours. Those are the maximum hours. And then I was thinking, well, you know, we have package stores in town. Generally, the package stores are open from 10 in the morning till usually 10 at night. And Sundays, it may be a little later in the morning, but they're still open till 10 at night, so I can't really see how that's going to, by shortening the day or the evening hours, how that's gonna affect traffic or anything like that. The thing is, it might be a consideration, in my opinion, if we did have residences around there, but since we have, it's just all business there, so I just can't see how by changing the hours would do anything good there. It doesn't, only if there were homes there, but there aren't any. I don't know if anybody else has anything to say before, but I do, I just before, I do appreciate the letter. I know that, you know, these are different times, and maybe maybe this couple, maybe the McNamara's would be here tonight if it wasn't for the COVID, so that's why I thought it was important that I should bring out that they did send a letter and kind of address their concerns. I don't know if any other planning board members have anything to say. I don't know if Mr. Angley, Attorney Angley, you have anything?
I think we've said it all.
Okay.
I won't keep you any longer.
All right, this is we still have the public meeting open, so, the public hearing. So, is there anyone out in the audience that would like to speak? And do we have anybody online that would like to speak on Zoom? Well, seeing nobody coming forward, or not hearing anybody come up on Zoom, I'll entertain a motion to end the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to end the public hearing on the application of Cape Way Cannabis.
And I'll second that.
Okay, so Kevin made the motion and Ellen seconded. So, all right, so we'll do a roll call vote. Oh, before we, okay, so that's the public, oh yeah, so this is just a public meeting. Okay, so we'll do a roll call vote.
Cornelius Shea says aye.
Bruce Mackey, aye.
Kevin Robinson, aye.
Ellen Sodillo, aye.
All right, so that's unanimous. All right, so we'll go on and, you want to go over the conditions? Jim?
You need a
Oh.
motion first for that?
Huh?
You need a motion first before we read the conditions, or can we go ahead and read?
Oh, make a motion?
Do we need it?
Oh.
I don't know. Anyways, I can go through the conditions.
Huh.
So I should read them first then, right?
We can read them first, and then we can, approve the project and the conditions.
Okay. And just to note, most of these conditions are already in the bylaw itself. in section 5,000. So what I'll do is just go through. Condition number 1, the hours of operation for the retail marijuana facility shall be limited to 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. Condition 2, the applicant permit holder shall not operate a home delivery service out of the retail location unless the special permit is amended and the applicant permit holder has applied for the appropriate license from the Cannabis Control Commission. 3, the use shall not generate outdoor odors from marijuana products, and there shall not be any outdoor storage of product, waste, or damaged product. No product will be disposed of off-site and will be returned via a secure carrier to the supplier. Condition number 4, the former residential building at 307A Tremont Street shall not be used for residential use, but may be used as an office space and break room related to the retail marijuana business. Condition number 5, the retail marijuana business may not operate and the special permit will not be valid until the applicant has obtained all licenses and permits issued by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and of its agencies for the facility. Condition number 6, the term of the special permit granted under section 5000.0 shall be limited to the duration of the applicant's ownership and use of the premises as a non-medical marijuana establishment. The special permit may only be transferred with the planning board in the form of amendment to the special permit. Condition number 7, the special permit shall lapse upon the expiration or termination of the applicant's license by the Cannabis Control Commission. Number 8, the applicant shall notify the building commissioner, zoning enforcement officer, and planning board in writing within 48 hours of the cessation or termination of the permit holder's license with the Cannabis Control Commission. Number 9, no marijuana product shall be consumed in public or on the marijuana facility premises as described in section 5000.7 of the bylaw. Number 10, the marijuana establishment shall remove all materials, plants, equipment, signs, and other paraphernalia upon registration or license revocation, expiration, termination, transfer to another controlling entity, relocation to a new site, and any cessation of operation as regulated by the Cannabis Control Commission. Number 11, a special permit granted hereunder shall lapse if the applicant permit holder ceases operation of the marijuana establishment for a period of 90 days and/or if the applicant or permit holder's license by the Cannabis Control Commission has been revoked, expires, is terminated, or if transferred to another controlling entity or is relocated to another site. Number 12, prior to the issuance of a building permit, A, true copy of the recorded decision as registered at the Plymouth County Registry of Deeds shall be submitted to the Planning and Permitting Office. 12B, a security plan approved by the fire and police chiefs shall be submitted to the Planning Board. 12C, the applicant shall provide all licensing materials as per section 5000.6, subsection A, 6, and state permits issued by Cannabis Control Commission to the Building Commissioner. 12D, the applicant shall provide to the town a notarized statement as per section 5000.6A, 7, signed by the non-medical marijuana establishment organization's chief executive officer, disclosing all of its designated owners, including officers, directors, partners, managers, or other similarly situated individuals and entities and their addresses. Notarized statements shall be submitted to the town prior to the issuance of a building permit. 12E, the applicant shall submit a signed permit application to the planning board in accordance with section 3500. Condition 13, the project must be constructed as approved in the site plan and decision. Any other revisions will require approval from the board as a modification of this decision. Condition 14, The applicant is responsible for the proper operation and maintenance of the site. During construction, sedimentation and soil erosion control shall be installed, repaired, and supplemented as needed. Dust control is required during construction, and the roadway apron is to be kept swept and clear of any dust, dirt, or debris. Condition 15. The applicant shall adhere to the conditions outlined in the Carver Fire Department comment letter dated February 8th, 2021. A, applicant shall require its fire detection monitoring agency to notify the Carver Fire Department when the fire protection system is going to be activated for the property. 15B, the former rectory building residence shall not be used for residential purposes. 15C, the applicant shall work with the Carver Fire Department to install a super key safe to facilitate rapid access to the building in the event of an after-hours emergency. Condition number 16, the applicant shall comply with the Carver Conservation Commission order conditions DEP number SE 126-608. And then 17, prior to the issuance of a certificate of use and occupancy, A, any outstanding balance of the review and inspections deposit account shall be paid. B, as-built plans shall be submitted to the town's engineer and planning department in both electronic and hard copy form prior to the final inspection. And C, in accordance with section 3180 compliance of the Carver zoning bylaws, the town's engineer shall inspect the project to ensure that it has been completed in compliance with the approved site plan and its conditions. And that is it for the conditions.
All right, thank you, Jim. I also did have this memorandum to Jim Walsh from Attorney Angley about a non-conforming structure. We want to speak about that so we get it into the record, or?
Let the attorney speak, or? Basically, the structure is a pre-existing structure, and they're just renovating the inside of the structure. They're not enlarging it. So it's, I believe it's 34.5 feet setback, where the requirement for the district is 40 feet. So Mr. Angley provided a kind of memo, legal memo, discussing, the fact that it's a pre-existing non-conforming use, or non-conforming setback.
Okay, and so that memorandum is in everybody's packets tonight. So any further questions by the planning board members? Are we all set to vote? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the, let me see, approve the application of Cape Way Cannabis on Tremont Street in Carver, with the conditions as noted.
I'll make that motion. Cornelius Shea
I'll
makes,
second it. Oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
makes that motion.
Okay, Cornelius Shea made the motion, and Kevin Robinson second. Further discussion? And Mr. Dion will be able to vote in place of John tonight. So, roll call vote.
Cornelius Shea says aye.
Bruce Mackey, aye.
Kevin Robinson says aye.
Ellen Sordillo says aye.
Richard Dion says aye.
All right, so that's unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, courtesy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Walters, hard work.
I think you guys did the hardest. Made it easy for us.
All right, next on our agenda is planning board member notes. Does anybody have anything they would like to speak about tonight? All right, seeing none. Planning director notes.
All right, just want to let everyone know that we have our public hearing scheduled for the zoning bylaw amendments for Tuesday, March 2nd, 7 PM here at Town Hall. And actually, will be a meeting room 4 that evening, because the select board is meeting that night. It's not our normal meeting night, but we just wanted to have the hearing in time for the town meeting. So what I'm gonna do is gonna get copies of the articles out to everyone. I have to do a little extra work to show where all the changes are, so that everyone can see that easily. So my goal is to work on that and get it out to everybody, but try to do the end of the week, but we'll see what happens.
And what night was that? I missed that, Jim.
So that's Tuesday night, March 2nd,
March 2nd.
What time?
at 7 PM. And I'm gonna try to have a nor'easter on that night instead of just a lousy snowstorm.
So everyone bring your shovel.
All right.
Start with you. Do you have a pen?
So okay, so we'll go on to, we have the, let's go on to the minutes of January 26, 2021. They were included in our packets. I read through them. Very thorough. So when everybody's ready, if, through looking at that, oh, wait a minute, there was some things that I wanted to, that you were bringing me.
No, that's the vote we just went over.
Oh, okay. There was a couple of things on the, if I can find it. On the meeting notes, somehow I've lost them.
Would you like mine?
Oh, okay, thank you. On the meeting notes, there was something odd on page... On page 4. Towards the bottom of the page, it has a statement made by John Sherloff, and it says 2 Cobblestone Lane. And then the next sentence down, it says John Sherloff, 1 Cobblestone Lane.
I believe there were 2, there was a senior and there was a junior.
I believe.
Is that,
She's
is that was?
Senior and a junior.
She's correct.
I can double check that.
Okay.
I didn't include that.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted to,
Yeah,
thank you.
I have to go back and confirm that.
Yeah.
So those notes were very thorough then. All right, that's good. So, when everybody gets through looking over the notes, I'll entertain a motion to,
Cornelius Shea makes a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes from January 26, 2021.
all right, do I hear a second?
Second?
So Ellen, second. Further discussion? Okay, we'll vote on it, starting with Mr. Shea.
Cornelius Shea says aye.
Bruce Mackey, aye.
Kevin Robinson says aye.
Ellen Sodillo says aye.
All right. Next meeting date.
February 23rd, is that correct?
That's correct.
February 23rd. Okay, so our next meeting date will be February 23rd.
And then we have Mr. Chairman, we have a site walk scheduled for Friday, the 12th, this Friday, at noon time, and it'll be at 223 Meadow Street
Okay,
to do the site walk for the solar project.
all right. Do we
And
need
then-
snowshoes for that, or?
Probably.
Cross-country skis?
I guess, yeah, skis,
No,
well, I guess we'll just have to take a look and see how.
Have some good boots.
We'll use your kayak.
All right, so I think I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
And adjourn until you sign plans.
Well, we can sign after.
I know.
Okay.
Cornelia Shea makes a motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second? Ellen, seconds? All right, so we have a motion and a second. Those in favor, roll call.
Cornelia Shea says aye.
Bruce Mackey, aye.
Kevin Robinson, aye.
Ellen Sodillo, aye.
All right, so thank you and good night, everyone.